Hey people, it's Broken Puppet, and this is how to draw a sort of neo-traditional day-to-day girl. Enjoy. Right people, how to draw a day-to-day girl front face. Sort of the sugar skull sort of design. This one's going to be kind of neo-traditionalist. Sharpen my pencil, there we go. Start off with circle. Line down the centre. Bring a line coming down the side of the circle, slowly curving as you get here, and then you want to make a slightly sharper turn. Get this nice curve kind of bottom. Come up and try and make that symmetric with the other side. You can sort of draw lines across to work out when you sort of like start to do your bends, get it sort of symmetric. Don't worry if it's 100% symmetric, as long as it's roughly right. You know, this is just the sketch phase, it makes no major difference at the minute. Lines through roughly just a touch bit higher than the centre, just like a fraction higher. And then on the surface, so we're going to have this, going to be the face. I'm going to have a couple of flowers in her hair up here. Going to have some berries, a side of hair, a couple of leafy bits just coming off, just filling up that space around the outside. I'm going to have hair curving in around the outside. Don't worry about you sort of, getting this accurate, and just sort of showing you what's going to be going on here. Bit of hair around here, some little beads just around it. You're going to have the ear around here, bit of hair kind of curving off. I'm just going to go into the neck, just going to come here, and you have some like faded leaf bits in the background, which you'll see afterwards, which go in the background just around there. That would be the basic layout. So we start with the face. So if we work it here, bring a line across roughly about yay high. This is where you want to start your nose. Now if you want to plot it out, so you've got your height wise. You've got that sort of line just above the centre, come a little bit above that, fraction below it. That's the space for your eyes. So like imagine your eyebrows up here, top of the eye a bit here, the lowest part of the eye, sort of like on that line. Now the nose, when we do the eyes, they'll sort of be in these sort of positions, around here, and around here. You want roughly about the length of the eye, you want roughly in between as the gap. And now if you sort of come down, so how to sort of measure the size wise. So if the eye was 1 to there, you'd want just about over another size of the eye below it, and just a touch bit more, and that's where your nostrils start. For the nose and the nostrils, you want to create a little curve in the centre, like so. Come off the edge and just create a little loop back into it. Real simple, like so. Create a curve just coming from slightly underneath, coming around that nostril. Same on this side. Now if you come off this nostril, just curve downwards, then kind of curve up. And what we'll do is create like a half circle bit, just floating in this section here, in the centre, and then copy this side on this side, so just go like this. So curve into that section there. This will just create the shadow underneath the nose. And this section here will be your bridge. So this will come up about as high as what the eyes go, not the eyebrows, the eyes. And just turn this into almost like a sausage shape. Going there. That'd be the position in your nose. If you come up from the nostrils, just very faintly, go up to the centre bit. That would be like the outside bit where you kind of get shadow off the nose. Now come off here, so we know you're going to have this eye start roughly around here. I want these eyes to be quite wide and awake. A lot of time I go for like closed eyes, that's sort of kind of like sexy kind of squint. But for this one, I'm going to curve up, come up nice and high, curve out this edge. Now you want to make sure this edge curves out higher than this part. If it goes down to that, you're going to have like a different kind of expression. Off the bottom, just create a little curve at this point. Curve back a touch. Curve down to the lowest point where you want that eye. And curve up into it. Create a little curve just here to separate this little bit, this little section. Come back off here. Now you're not going to see too much of this with a pencil, but I'm going to bring a line down and I want to have a little gap just below this part of the eye. You'll see it more when I do it in the pen. And then you want to bring another line just coming down a bit lower, and this bit here will be shaded just above the eye. We're going to have this little loop bit coming up here. So it's just going to curve around the top part of that eye. So it's going to curve around there, and then you want to bring a line around this, come inwards, going past this curve, and just curving down and around the eye. Now this section will sort of be like, you know, shading and highlight. It just give like an extra sort of dimension to the eye. And then just get yourself a circle on the inside where the eye will be looking. Now you can have to the sides. I want this one looking dead straight. Now it's not too often I have them looking dead straight. So the eyebrow is going to come in around here. You know, you don't have to worry too much about the eyebrow, because a lot of time in the sugar skulls you don't really tend to see the eyebrows. But I like to have a hint of it just there. So start off doing the other side now, do the exact same, just the other way around. So bring that curve up. Curve it out. Majority of the time you have the eyes the same, unless you're looking for a certain expression, like having them winking or something like that. But just be very careful about doing different eye expressions, because it can change the face dramatically. Make sure you get it lined up. Like I need to bring this eye down a touch. Bring that out a touch. Go around the top. Go around that bottom part. And that curve that comes around the eye and then out. Don't worry if it's 100% accurate at this point, you know, it's just like your pencil sketch, you just correct it as you start putting in your line work with the pens and markers or paintbrushes, whatever you're using. Come down now. Now where you got this line, and this line from where the chin starts to bend, get your line in the middle. That's roughly where you want the centre of your mouth. Now I like to have a bit of a twisty mouth, so I'm going to come up from past the nose, sort of, you know, but in line sort of where the pupil kind of is, and on the inside of it. Go down a touch, go up. Go a little dip just in the centre. I mean, you can have a simple sort of line across, you know, depends on what kind of like level of detail you're looking for. But I always like to have an interesting kind of curve to the lip. I'm going to bring this curve upwards now. When I get to the middle, I'm going to create a little curve. Come the other way. Then curve that one out. So we've got a nice full forelip. Bottom lip. Going to curve down. Get a bit straight in the centre. And then curve up towards it. There. A line underneath for where the chin would be. Bring a little curve to the side, just coming in like around this sort of section where that circle was, just to give a hint at the cheekbone, and then just reinforce where that chin goes. So you can see the face starting to build up. And once we have the face in there, we can start adding in all those little details that will make it a sugar skull sort of face. You know, which will be circle bits around the eyes, part around the nose. We're going to do loops coming around the mouth, to create the teeth, and this will go into like the cheekbone bits to create a kind of skeletonish look. A little design at the bottom, flat on the forehead, and some curves off the side. Which I'll do in a bit once I get, like, you know, the positioning for the flowers and the hair in there. So I want this flower in the centre. So I'm just going to start an edge, typical sort of, like, you know, neo-traditionalist kind of rose. A few more overturns than usual. Now, I've done tutorials on these before, so if you want to learn how to do the sort of roses, check out those ones. You know, just kind of just speed through these. Like I said, I do have other tutorials, so it's easy. Just go on my page, just look up how to draw rose. There's a whole bunch of different rose ones. And I'll be doing a whole bunch more. You know, there's endless ways to do roses. You know, it's such a great background filler. So that will fill in that space. That will fill in that space. Might have a bit of jewellery just coming down from the head. So I'm going to do like a centre jewel bit just there, some little balls off the side, slowly arching up the head shape. A couple of hanging bits just there. So side hit, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 berries. So line up, just create my rough leaf shape. So especially just 2 lines up, connecting, you know, at the top, curve around the edge. And we'll add the detailing afterwards. The berries are literally just going to be just circles, just large circles. Just to help fill in that section. Just off the side here, I'm going to have a curve here, and it's going to show some hair. And you're going to have a little beading just around the outside of it. Little kind of flick of a curve to it. Just off the bottom, just literally just curve inwards, outwards, and just keep curving until you get to a happy sort of stage of it. And then curve round, coming slightly wider back. So we have the ear there, the ear here, which is literally just like a little curve. It sort of starts roughly around in line, almost with the nose. And you don't want to go no higher than the eyes if you was, but it's going to kind of go underneath this hair, I think. Might do some beads just as earrings. And this neck, I think I'm going to create this almost like sort of snake neck with this, just as a bit of decoration. It's not often really seen this traditionally as part of a sugar skull thing, but I really like this. So I'm just going to bring in loops coming down, following this neck shape. So let's bring in a curved line, coming down, come back up the other way, keeping about the same distance apart. So we get back to it, and that's just kind of just read this one, so this one comes a bit more of a point just there. Little lines down the centre. Just a hint of her shoulder. Not too much, and I'm going to do some leafy bits on the outside. Bit more hair just around the outside of that. Maybe just a hint of it as it comes down over the shoulders, around the back. And now we're done, now I can add the detailing in the makeup and the face paint that really makes it what it is. So you see I sort of sketch a rough circle just around the eye. And we're going to plot this in. We don't want it to be a perfect circle, because obviously the face isn't dead perfect. You can if you want, but I don't like it to be. I like it to go with the face shape a little bit. So curve inwards around the eye. When you get here, just arch it out a little bit. Go up a touch and come down. And this I'm going to have little semicircles just going all the way around, just connecting about the same distance apart all the way around it. Do the same on this side so it's parallel. You don't have to, you can do like a nice ornate kind of curl, that sort of filigree design coming down. It doesn't necessarily have to be symmetric, or that it normally is, to be honest. But just don't feel like you have to be locked into doing it that way if you don't want to. Then the exact same thing around that one. Getting it nice and even. Now at this stage, don't be afraid to be sketchy, let your sort of sketch work just kind of bring it all together. Around the top of the nose, we're going to come down from the nostrils and bring like a V shape, connecting in the middle. Bring this top down a touch, I think. And a curve now around those circles at the top. And create a little curve around the outside. Like so. And around the mouth, now come from the centre, I'm just going to create a loop. I'm just going to keep looping this, coming off, following a line that's going to connect off the mouth shape, curving up, and curving out. Like so. And this will pretty much connect to about here. Do the same on the bottom, same amount of teeth. Same on that bottom bit. Just create an archway curve at the bottom. Little flowery bit in the bottom. So you've got two lines kind of one over each other. Little curves just to make little flowery bits there. Into a curve just coming off underneath those cheekbone bits. Create a little couple of teardrop bits just on the inside. This will have like a flower design, so I'm going to come down making two curves. Same off of that, little bits in between. Going into this jewellery that will go up. So that's the basic concept of it. So I'm going to grab me pens now and I'm going to put this in. I'm going to use two different line weights, one sort of thicker than the other, to really kind of like bring out the details. So I'm going to start off with the thicker line work and then come in with the thinner. Now the thick line work is going to be in the sections that I really want to bring out and make bold. So I want these bits around the eye, around the nose, maybe inside of the mouth, the outside of the face, so berry bits. And now where we've got these leaf bits, I'm going to create a couple of bumps in their design. And the inside I'll do it in thinner liner, so I'm not going to put those lines just yet. But these little bumpy bits will make sense as I put in more detail. So it's one flower. This one's going to sit behind, so you're not going to see as much of this one. earring bits. His hairs with his beads around the outside. This is hair. And then the rest of the detail I'm going to do in the fine liner. So if I put that down, that's what fine liner pen. There we go. Thick line with Sharpie. This one's just a uni pen fine liner, 0.8. Bring that line just underneath the eye, and then that one comes underneath, going a bit wider. And around there. And it comes around that bit. Pupil. Inside the pupil is going to create a little highlight just to the side. Light green circle just sitting behind the highlight circle. And then stop half kind of coming down, connecting with that and just sort of shading down. Bringing those eyebrows. Nostrils. A little V in the middle. Lip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the teeth design. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So you see you've got the teeth bit in there now. You slowly see it all come together now, so let's get this circle in here. Semicircles around the outside. Put it around the outside. Little teardrops, they should just be teardrop shapes, like a little curve down, curve up. Slightly at an angle, so they're sort of facing outwards a touch. Not too much, just like a little angle. Chin piece, like I said, just 2 lines going across. A little leafy part just on the inside. Chin swells. The eyebrow swells. And then into this jewel design. And I think for this jewel, could have like a big teardrop jewel. 2 smaller ones. It's a bigger one going underneath. I have another teardrop one just here, just there. Connect them by 2 circles. And then just circles going up. Yeah, like that. That flowery design bit just in the background. Lines coming down in the centre, just creating some little curve backs, just coming off those bends we have. You know, we made the little dips in the leaves. Just make sure you have a line coming off, touching those, and it kind of makes more sense now. You know, it's like they kind of pull those little line bits in. So curve there, curve there, curve there. And just like a couple little lines just here and there, sometimes far away, sometimes close. Just randomise them. I'm just going to bring in this hair now. Just going to start bringing these lines, just curving from the inside, curving up onto the outside. Some little lines just on the rose leaves. Nothing too crazy, just going in the same direction as the leaves. So if they go outwards, bring the line out. Don't go sideways because it just won't look right. Line to the centre. Line, line. Just following this line around with the hair shape. Just creating those curves. Take your time. I'm being very, very quick with these lines. If I was doing like a sort of standard design, I would take my time, make sure they're really neat, all in line and everything. So that's your basic line work. Now, what did I do with my rubber? There it is. Just going to rub out that pencil work now. Put on the kind of paper and the pens you're using, you might need to leave it a touch just before you do that, because you might end up sort of smudging your line work. I'm just going to sketch in this one bit around the nose so you guys can remember where it goes. Then what I'm going to do is going to grab me markers. Now you can do this in water paints, you can do it in pencil, you can do it in any medium you can get your hands on, really. Don't feel like you have to use the same things I do, you know, but if you do, these are just ones I do on brush markers. You know, very easy to get, just go on like Amazon or something, you know. That's pretty much all they are. You know, not over expensive, they're just cool to use. So I'm going to start off with my black. I'm going to bring in certain areas pure black. But I don't want this black, I want some other black because that one's running out. But for now I'm just going to use Pro Marker, so it's just a Pro Marker. These are good for like bold solid areas. So I'm going to use for, especially on this neck, so I want this neck to be mostly black. Just leaving a little highlight just at the bottom of each one of these. And I'm not going into that centerpiece. Do that for each one of these. Sometimes it's nice to have shadow, sometimes it's nice just to have a bit of bold black, you know, just certain things, you know, just call for it. Just a little bit, just like in the hair, you know, certain little areas, just, as you see I cut straight across it, you know, because I want the highlight to come through the centre of these. And what I do is I put my black like this and then I work my grey tones coming through it. So just put it in, just cutting through those lines. There you go. I'll do that, and I will be putting some more black in as I put in the darker greys, but we'll just work in these bits for a minute. So I use the side-to-side motion most of the time, just like so. Just go over the edge of that black, side to side, do it a few times, and it kind of just blends it out. You know, pretty much the exact same technique if you're using like a paintbrush. And just work down your greys until you fade out. Remember on this kind of paper as well, you know, it will take a while for it to dry. As it dries, it will lighten. So give it a chance to lighten and see if it fades out properly in certain areas before you keep going over them. Just cheekbone area. Just going to put on my grey. Just put on that bottom lip. Let's come up to the top. Underneath where that chin would go. And remember the lines we've done on this nose? Remember we curved up? Just circle a bit just there. Come around to that side. We do that. And then we come in with a lighter grey. Just blend out that edge. As it goes down. Drag out this grey. Just like so. A bit of a shadow just here, just over the arch of the nose bit. So just create a nice curve. Just bridging in that section just there. Get your dark grey. Start working on a bit of this inner eye bit now. Now I don't want the entire thing to be dark, this, you know, it's going to have like highlights. So I'm going to start off with that curve off the eyebrow, or off the eyelash rather, and it's going to touch the eyebrow. And I'm going to show you the sort of sections I want dark. So I want this section, and I'm going to leave this light section there because I want that to be highlight. This inner eyelid bit here, I want to go up, and I want to highlight in the centre of that. This curve we done here, I want that inside bit to be highlight, so I want the outside dark. Start just flicking up a little bit, this top bit being slightly lighter. I'm not going to do too much dark at the top. When I have some pitch black, I want that little line just around the eye being white, with this fading out. And then shadow coming off at the bottom. Like so. I want a nice highlight bit coming around there. So now I've done that, I'm going to grab the black. I'm just going to flick in the black in certain corner bits that I want pitch black. So just there, in a bit. Just there, a bit underneath this eyebrow. A bit from this bottom. Just around this edge, flicking up. Come down from this inner part of the eye, a little above that edge. And again, just grab your grey you just done that with, and just fade out over that edge. No. Sometimes you'll find it's easier to blend into a colour once you've laid that colour down already once. Coming now with light shade. Work in and blend these out. Just leave nice highlights in those places where we said, you see, it just brings out the eye. A little shadow just on the inner side of the eye, just at the top. And then just colour in that bottom section of the eye, like so. The actual eyebrow itself, for this one, I'm just going to black out. And the kind of sort of way shaded that, I want the same thing inside this nose now, so I'm going to just come over these lines that we've done and just darken up this inside bit. This nose, but it isn't going to go outside this triangle bit. I want it to remain inside that. Just going to put a little shadow, just come down on the inside, which I will fade out. Just to give the hint that it is that dark paint makeup. Because on the real person that would be sort of like really black, sort of like same with the eyes, but you don't want to just put it in black because it won't look right. You know, you want to give the illusion of it being black. A little bit of shade just on the inside of the mouth bit where it kind of curves in, just to get that sense that it dips there. And with your light grey, looking a little bit just here, just with this curve, just come around here. So I say give this a chance to thingy dry as well, because it will go lighter. I just want hints so we can kind of see a bit of the shape face. So let me come down with this chin. I don't want it to touch the bottom line of the chin though. So leave that little highlight just at the bottom. Fade it out. And now I'm just going to flick in some black just underneath. These roses, just to give a hint of a shadow coming off of it. And using that side to side motion. So we just blend that out now, so you've got a nice little fade just underneath, so you get a hint of the roses and that's sitting in front, which is what you want. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in shadow on this side now. Doing the exact same on that, you know, on this side as we've done that side. So yeah, so I'm literally just doing the exact same thing on this side now. Don't worry if it's not 100% even. Like, even mine's not 100% even. You know, you can take your time and do that. But if you're getting the speed I'm getting, you know, you're never going to get 100% perfect. But unfortunately, I don't think people want to see me sitting here for like 6-7 hours doing these things. So I do have to speed them up a little bit. You can see the difference in when it's sort of fresh and when it dries. So you have to give it a chance to dry. You know, sometimes people do that and then just keep going over and over, trying to make it look right. You know, let it settle in, see how it looks afterwards. If it doesn't match up, then you can do it, but wait for the true colours to come out. It's been a bit of a dark shadow here now. Dark shadow just underneath here, just giving a hint of a shadow underneath the eye. Underneath the eye, underneath the nose rather. Bit of dark down the lips, and just blend that out again. Now sometimes it is just a matter of like adding some more contrast. There's certain areas that need it. So now we've done that, just going to grab my grey. It's going to do like a little highlight in these berries. Just a little bit around the outside maybe. The berries are a very good one actually. You know, a lot of people kind of underestimate them, you know, in sort of like these kind of designs. They just look very cool, you know, when they're sort of done. And they're perfect little fillers, you know. If you're going to get a bit stuck, just throw in a few feathers. I mean, a few leaves, a few berries. Just makes up a really good like gap filler. Sorry about that. So yeah, now we got that. Just add a little bit of shadow just underneath certain parts of these leaves, or the petals rather. Mainly in the corners. Nothing too much. What I might do is just black out a few little detail ones just on the inside. Not all of them. Just some select ones. Put it in there, and that's going to get some grey in there, just start blending out a few of these little corner bits. Mainly the outside leaf bits, just around the edge, just show you the shape a little bit more. Nothing too dramatic. Then just going to flick a little bit of black, just coming from the bottom. Before I forget. The eyebrow. Just blend that out, just coming up. And lastly, just a little bit of decoration just in the jewels. So I'm just going to colour in this. A little highlight. Maybe each alternating circle colour in black. Just like so. Just a little bit in the corner of each one of those. And then, like I said, I'm just going to add a little, you know, just a couple of little background bits, just like, you know, leafy bits. So I'm just going to flick in this kind of shape, this kind of curved V. I'm going to blend this back and fade it out. I'm just going to add a few of these just randomly. Just has a little bit of a background filler. A couple of stalky bits sometimes. I like doing this because this kind of gives like a different kind of level, because it's like a different, where it's going to be faint, it's going to really feel like it is actually in the background. And I kind of like when you got like a camera and you have like a aperture, like the background's kind of blurred. You know, this is like not completely blurred, but it's that same kind of principle. It just kind of makes it sit behind it. Just a little bit like that. And shadow under that chin. Maybe shadow just come up from the bottom. And there you have it. I mean, that is how to draw a Day of the Dead girl. Sort of traditional sort of style, a bit kind of classic, black and grey. You can add colours if you want. You can sort of run some reds through here. You can add some like sort of like blues, purples behind the eyes. Same for there, some like red on the lips, you know, red and greens and yellows, you know, bit of white flesh tone in the back. But this looks really cool, black and grey. It just makes it a really classic kind of look. So I think we'll leave that one there. But yeah, that's how to draw a Day of the Dead girl. And a broken puppet. Check out my videos, subscribe, comment, like, yada yada yada. And I'll see you next time. Peace.